All Star Wars fans will know never to underestimate the Force, but that's something they didn't reckon with at Southend Job Centre.
When Jedi follower Chris Jarvis walked in with his hood up, the security staff threw him out. Now they've had to issue an apology because apparently the Jedi religion dictates that hoods should be worn in public places. Lorna Ramsey has this story.
When Chris Jarvis from Southend gets dressed in the mornings, there's one essential item that completes his outfit: his hoodie. He considers himself a follower of Jediism, inspired by the Star Wars films. But when he paid a visit to the job centre in Southend with his hood up, he was escorted out by security staff.
What my main point is like, we don't knock my religion if you don't know what it is. You know, go and have a look first before you start telling me that I'm wrong. That's what I said to the staff at the job centre here. Go and check it before you start screaming and shouting at me, and then subsequently they sent me an apology.
The Department for Work and Pensions told us that job centre staff can ask people to remove their hoods or helmets for security reasons. But Jedi say they need to wear their hoods for religious reasons. So what do we know about this movement that started with the Star Wars films?
Hello there. Come here, my little friend. Don't be afraid.
The films have generated just under £3 billion at the box office and a generation of loyal fans. Some of them have adopted the philosophies of the Jedi as their faith. In the 2001 census, 390,000 people declared themselves as members. Jedis believe that humans have the ability to reach a higher state of consciousness, and the Jedi Handbook recommends all members wear hoods in public places to protect against bad energy. The job centre wrote to Chris to apologise, but he sees it as a matter of fundamental freedoms.
I don't feel that someone else from another religion, because they was trying to air their views, would be kicked out the same as I was. It's wrong. Everyone should be able to do what they do in their religion. It shouldn't be one rule for you and you, but because this is from a film, not from a book, we don't believe you.
Chris just hopes that from now on he can wear his hoodie wherever he goes. So Jedis feel just as welcome as any other group. Lorna Ramsey, Anglia News, Southend.
So then, should Jediism, as it's genuinely known, really be taken as seriously as other religions? Well, earlier, we spoke to the man who claims to have founded Jediism in the UK, Daniel Jones.
Mr Jones, from Wales, has also been asked to remove his hood in public while shopping at Tesco's in Bangor. Well, we began by asking him for his reaction to the way Chris Jarvis was treated.
Basically, the same way I was treated. I mean, it's definitely discrimination and an uneducated view of the religious system in Britain. Basically, everyone has to accept the new kind of religious movements such as Scientology and other kind of faiths. But with Jediism, obviously, they have to take acceptance to that, since the numbers are bigger than Scientology in Britain. So I think the way he was treated is absolutely disgusting.
But Daniel, is it just in terms of that religious question, is Jediism, as you describe it, is it actually a religion? I mean, some people have even described it as an antidote to religion.
No, it's definitely a religion. Religion is a set of beliefs which you believe in, which you abide by. It's a life philosophy you abide by. We submit to the Force, which is supernatural energy. We have a doctrine and a training process and own religious scriptures. So in that respect, yes, it is a religion, as any other religion would be looked upon as not having to justify itself. Like Buddhism don't have a deity, so you can't really put a class what is and isn't a religion.
Some people might still see it as slightly ridiculous, if you don't mind me saying. The films were such a huge success, they made a huge impact, but do you really think that Jediism has a future?
Absolutely. I mean, there's 390,000 registered people as Jedi in Britain. We have about 1 million members worldwide, or just over that. I mean, you know, other religions like Scientology still are very successful in their own little field, and people have the ability to choose what they want. I mean, yeah, it was based on films, but the films brought out teachings from other kind of religions and other Eastern philosophies. So it's like any other religion. It started from something small and will continue to grow and grow. OK,
thanks, Daniel Jones.
No problem.
There you have it, Jediism for you.
Stay with us here on ITV Anglia. Time for the news from...
Protesters trying to stop a road widening scheme in Southend have been served with court papers.
The group, who've been camping at Cuckoo Corner for around 10 weeks, now face being evicted. Tom Barton reports.
Today was a good day for sitting outside watching cars pass by. That's what these road protesters in Southend have been doing since the beginning of this year. Now, though, their protest looks like it could come to an end. Not because they've reached an agreement with the council, but because court papers have been served.
I suppose that was the only way that they were going to approach this, was to evict us. We were wondering if we might be illegally evicted, as has happened in other road protest cases, but we'll have to go to court and fight our case.
The protesters are trying to stop a multi-million-pound road widening scheme on Priory Crescent. It's the same scheme that protesters at the Camp Bling site were opposed to. That argument was about an archaeological site, which was saved. This time, they want to save trees along the side of the road. The council, though, says they're acting illegally.
I think they have a perfect right, as does anybody, to protest and object to something, but that protestation and objection should A, take place at the proper time and in the right place. They are squatting on land that does not belong to them, and they are putting the council to an expense which the Southend taxpayer will have to bear.
Last night, dozens of supporters gathered to show their solidarity with the protesters. They are determined to continue fighting their cause, but a High Court judge is expected to rule on Thursday that the camp must go. Tom Barton, Anglia News, Southend.
Police are investigating a suspected arson attack on an electronics factory in Southend. A large fire with flames reaching 60 feet broke out at the premises on Tickfield Avenue at around 10 o'clock yesterday evening. Smoke and embers were spilling onto the nearby railway line onto the London-Liverpool street, meaning services had to be temporarily suspended.
A new visitor and community centre, which has cost more than £2 million, has been officially opened today at Norwich's Roman Catholic Cathedral. The narthex has been completed in the year that the cathedral celebrates its 100th anniversary. It's been paid for by a national lottery grant and local fundraising.
There's a wide range of activities that we are planning, and we hope that people will avail themselves, because it is a unique space, and it's a beautiful space. And I feel sure that the people of Norwich and Norfolk will recognise that and make good use of it.
A children's charity in Ipswich is looking to raise £3 million to build a new hospice.
Each have outgrown their current home, where they can only comfortably care for 40 children a year. With 400 families in need of support, the charity have been given land, but they now need the money to start building. Rachel Mackley reports.
Callum Wombwell and William Davis have plenty in common. They both love spending time with their families, they both have a mischievous streak, and neither are expected to reach adulthood.
When we were first offered the hospice, you do immediately think, you know, are we being offered this because they think our child's going to die soon? It's not a place like that. It's a happy, fun-loving place.
The Children's Hospice has the same outlook as us, which William's life may well be short, but it's going to be packed full of fun and activity. With William, we don't know how long we're going to have him for, so we just enjoy every moment we've got with him, and if the worst came to the worst, we'd certainly want him to be in an environment like the Children's Hospice.
For Paula and Di and Paul, the Ipswich Children's Hospice is not a place associated with death. It's a place they can relax and live their lives. But the hospice has outgrown its cramped bungalow. Opened 11 years ago to support 40 children, it's now dealing with 80 and unable to help another 320 families in Suffolk and North Essex. They've been given 4 acres of land for a new, bigger hospice, but they need your help to raise the £3 million to build it.
I've heard the phrase this morning, Team Suffolk, and I thought that absolutely nails it on the head. There's 700,000 people in Suffolk. If everybody gives a fiver, that's job done, we can move in.
Today at Trinity Park, they unveiled the plans and got the great and the good to pledge their support.
It's a local charity helping local families, and I think in the great scheme of things, charity these days want to see so many millions of pounds just sort of somehow evaporate, but here it's being channelled into a very, very worthwhile specific cause, and that's why I'm very happy to be supporting them.
The Treehouse Appeal hopes to raise the £3 million and a few smiles by Christmas. Rachel Mackley, Anglia News, Ipswich.
Well, you can find out more about East Anglia's children's hospices by visiting our website.
Just go to itv.com/Anglia. Now, in football,